I was like, I'm sorry if it was, but I'm like, no, dog.
No, that wasn't. No, we good. We back in Bulls come away with the dub 131-117. Man, I wish y'all could be privy to some of the stuff that be going on behind.
I would say this. If you had said that about my wife, we'd fight.
I mean, we could fight. Whatever.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you had said my wife looked like Issa Rae, I think Issa Rae is a very plain looking woman. I'm sorry. I'd be like, no.
She doesn't, though. Why would I say that?
You bet not if she did. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just that. Oh God, no.
You're a weird dude, dog.
Hey, back to the Bulls.
You're a weird dude, dog. Let's get it busting, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in.
Now we got to go to the chat.
Man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports weekly. It's the only channel that's talking Chicago sports. How Chicago talk. Make sure that you get in tune with us, man.
First off, correction. We talk sports daily.
We do talk sports daily. I gotta find a new way to say it. We do talk sports daily. We really just talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. We on here all the time. We finna go to sleep and just wake back up and just be on alive. Like at this point, that's literally what life has become. So we appreciate y'all for rocking with us as always, man. Let's talk about what we saw tonight, though, man. Let's talk about the even scoring we saw from the Bulls, how they came out and played, how they came out and got the job done. Io coming out, giving you some good production. Coby White coming out, giving you some good production. What are your thoughts on what we saw tonight, kid?
Hey, man, heck of a game. Don't want to use the excuse that the Hawks were depleted because they had some people on the floor. They had 10 on the floor.
Yeah.
Or 10 to put on the floor. So, hey, that is what it is. But absolute dominant game. Big double-double from Vooch. 16 points, 20 rebounds. Get in tune with the man. Coby White. Didn't think I'd ever see a stat line like this from him this season. 17 points, 12 assists.
Yeah.
Killing it. What can I say about it? Killing it. Making good use. He's getting the starter minutes. He's giving me starter production. Can't say nothing bad about the brother. Zach LaVine, easiest 25 points you've seen. Looks silky smooth. It looks silky smooth.
It didn't even look like he was working for him.
Hey, he's just jogging up the court, just going to work. This is what I do, right?
Professional bucket getter. That's what he is, man.
Professional bucket getter, man. I like that one.
It's one of those that you got to be excited that your team, because we've seen, I mean, even last year, we saw teams that we thought the Bulls should put away and they couldn't. And we talked about teams that the Bulls should put away and they couldn't. And tonight we're talking about not only did the Bulls put this team away one time, but the Bulls have put this team away twice in back-to-back efforts when they prepared for you the second time.
Hey, and you know what? This is to me what goes to this game hit two analogies for me. And one, I got to give some props to, Trae Young. I'm going to do that in just a second. But Zach LaVine, as you all can see, like we said, didn't look like he worked too hard. Yeah. Really easy money.
Trae Young, same way.
Compared to DeMar, who looked like he actually had to work for his 20 points. DeMar worked. We saw him, and we just looked at the misses made it worse. But, he looked like he was working hard for his points because it wasn't as easy as it normally is. Trae Young, though, on the other hand, still gave you 26 points, 11 assists, and 3 rebounds.
Yeah.
Where that production came from, I'm still trying to find on the tape. I saw him cross Io 2-3 times, hit a nice step back jumper for 3, and then I was like, okay, I can account for 9 points, and I can account for at least 5 free throws. Where the heck the other 10, 11 points come from?
It's like I told you. I was like, I don't remember him. I'm not going to say he's playing bad, but I definitely remember a lot of the misses.
I don't remember him getting his money.
I don't remember a ton of the makes, but I remember a lot of the misses. But that's one of those things where, listen, you came into this game. What did you have to do? What made the last game a competitive game? What made it a closer game where it made it tougher for you to put them away? Cam Reddish did what he did. What did Cam Reddish do tonight?
Cam Reddish right now, 14 points. 14 points. Here's the freaky part about this game.
You took him out of the game.
Dog, here's the freaky part about this game. We have 7 people in double digits. Let me double check that. Public school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 people in double digits, right? How many people do you think on the Hawks had double digits?
Trae.
6 people had double digits on the Hawks.
Really? Well, they scored 120 points. Somebody got to score.
Yeah, but 6 people scored double digits. Clint Capella gave you 18 and 15.
Yeah.
In 30 minutes of tick. It's one of those. It's one of those things where it's like, yo, it's a weird looking game because we absolutely dogged them most of this game. Let's not get this twisted. We stumped a mud hole in that behind this whole entire game. So
Yeah.
where the heck all these people get this bread from? I don't know. But guess what? It didn't look like that on tape, right? Is all I'm saying. So it's like it goes to show you a couple of things just on the narrative wise.
Yeah.
Good or great players are always going to communicate. I mean, I said communicate because I saw it on the screen. Are always going to get their money. Trae Young, 26 points, 11 assists. Looked like he had a tough time. Ayo putting the clamps on him for a good portion of this game. He still got his 26 points. You can contain, you can make life hard, but you cannot stop great players.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw. We saw Clint Capella. I don't know if we put him in a great category, but 18 and 15, he's getting his bread that way. You can contain, you can make life hard, but good or great players are going to put up their numbers. And that's what we saw. So Atlanta's good and great players, they put up their numbers.
And it's about how you come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I said when I was talking about the Bulls have a championship roster. It don't mean you can't be beat by a better championship roster. You know, the Bulls have a really, really, really good team. It doesn't mean that you can't be beat by another really, really, really good team. And we saw Atlanta go on a run. We saw Atlanta go on a run down in Atlanta. We saw Atlanta go on a little run here to get it a little bit closer than we would have wanted. And if we're being honest, you know, like that's what teams do. Basketball is a game of runs. How do you respond to that run? Last season, the Bulls would crumple under the run. Oh, we're letting them back in. We're tensing up. We're not able to. This season, the run happens and they just be like, hey, Zach, can you get us a quick, oh, you want to facilitate it real quick? Oh, Vooch, you going to get it? All right, cool. Give us a quick 5 real quick. Hey, DeMar, you just keep dribbling to that same exact spot you've been dribbling to your whole career and knock that shot down and nobody's figured out how to stop it. That's when you know you lit. When I've been
Exactly.
My whole life.
Anthony came in here hot. God dang. Okay. All right.
Aggressive right now. Call it
now,
yourself,
but
by the way.
here's an interesting thing though.
855-908-5668, 855-908-5668. The Contender phone lines are open to Contender, where it's nonstop sports talk while you're on the clock. Go ahead.
Here's the one thing I want you all to consider this. Great game, right?
Yeah.
We did well.
Yeah.
We shot 61% from the field.
Yep.
That's not the norm for us.
It's not the norm.
Okay?
It is the norm for us, apparently, against this Atlanta team, though. Because I believe we finished the game with 59 in the first game.
Now, what I also want to take into consideration is this. They shot 47% from field, 42% from the three-point line. They didn't have a bad game statistically. And they are without key players.
Yeah.
Why am I mentioning these things? Relish in the win. You can only play who's in front of you, but don't get things twisted and don't get it sweet. This team,
full strength is different.
Full strength with this level, like they can compete.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm not going to take anything for granted. I'm happy that the East is back. I'm happy that the East is thriving, but it doesn't matter until you get into the playoffs and we can see how far we take it. And Atlanta is one of those teams where if we see them full strength in the playoffs, I am concerned because we didn't destroy them on the rebound battle. We didn't destroy them on turnovers. We didn't destroy them on steals. Now, mind you, the numbers we won the matchup, but we didn't destroy them, and they are playing their second unit. Like
caveat to it too, though, we're missing 2 of our major defenders.
True.
We're missing 2 people that absolutely, like, you can tell the difference. I said that I'm excited. This is the reason why you should be excited by this. Like, yes, the Bulls did what they're supposed to do, but this is the reason why you should be excited by this. Because through all of the COVID stuff we went to, Lonzo was there.
Mm-hmm.
Through every COVID game we've had, Lonzo was there. Losing Lonzo is a difference-making loss. Now, Coby White is absolutely balled since Lonzo's been out. He's giving you the games that you needed him to give you. He's stepped up in a big way. Full credit to Coby White on that.
But I haven't seen
Coby do that consistently through the season. I hope he can. But we know we don't want Coby at the point. We want Coby to be a 2. Kobe had a great night as a point tonight, but we want Kobe to be the 2. We want him to shoot. We want him coming off the bench shooting the ball and scoring. That's what he's good at. Let him be good at what he's good at. When I look at this team and I see how the rotations are working out, I like that Coby White's coming into his own because AC's out. Because now you're forcing Billy to figure out how do you work with this team.
Mm-hmm.
With Io playing the way he's doing, he's forcing Billy to figure out how do you work with this team. And this question right here, shout out to Cedric. He said, y'all think Matt Thomas next one up will keep him from getting traded or waived? Also, do y'all think we will see future play time for him or Tyler Cook? No, maybe Tyler Cook. Maybe Tyler Cook. But this is what I want y'all to understand. This is next man up mentality. I love that Matt Thomas stepped up, came out, knocking down shots, doing what he's doing, balling. I love that Tyler Cook is out there yamming that now what he's doing, you can do. he can keep doing that. But I love that he's out there yamming that. I love that he's out there grabbing boards, 10 board. What do you have? 12 and 10, right? Something like that?
Who
or 10
say that
12?
Last time?
Tyler Cook. Again? Tyler Cook.
10 points, 3 boards.
Ain't no way. T Cook?
10 points, 3 boards, y'all.
Did I read the stat line wrong the first time? Maybe I did. But either way,
hey, I'm gonna refresh this thing because sometimes they be tweaking.
Hey, you do be behind your ESPN. Be like, nah, bro.
Nah, dog. I got it up. I got it just for this.
No, you're right. I read it wrong. I read his minutes. I said 12 and 10. 12 and 10. He played 12 minutes. He got 10 points. But those guys are nice pieces.
That makes that rebound battle even more of a concern because it's like Vooch and the nobodies.
It was Vooch and the rest of the nobodies on the boards. No. But there it makes like I'm looking at what we need to add, what we need to look at. But the thing that I like is that yes, they stepped up. They're not going to play again. They are who they are.
Can you do me a favor?
What's good?
Just the same way you pull up the scoreboard. Can you bring up the Eastern Conference standings?
Yeah, I got you. It's gonna take a minute, so
no, take your time. Take your time. the reason why I say this is because we have to still keep taking into consideration a couple of things. One, understand the state in Venera. I saw your question. I'm not avoiding it right now. I'm gonna fit that bad boy in. Don't worry about it. I'm not relishing in these wins only because we are a very win now city. We got something good. We want to turn it around. It's only going to be so long before we say we should have did this. We should have did that. That's just who we are as a city. Any move that we make that works out, we all in. You zoom in a little bit on that one. I can't see them.
Bow. Hold up. Let me get the zoom in for you.
This is like, oh, hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Hey,
yo. So you got Nets, Bulls, Bucks, Heat, Cavaliers, Sixers, Hornets, and Wizards. Those are your playoff teams right now with the Knicks, Celtics, Hawks, and Raptors. Are we still doing play-in game? Is that still a thing?
Still doing the play-in game. On top of that, we're still looking at some teams. Like, we didn't expect the Cavs to be a 5th seed.
Right.
At this point in the season, we didn't expect the Wizards to drop as much as they did. We didn't expect and the Cavs may actually drop now because without Ricky Rubio. So we'll see how that works out. If you scroll down a little bit for me, we didn't expect the Celtics not even to be in the top 6. Celtics not even in the top. If the playoffs start today, not even.
I'm not gonna lie.
Say what?
I think I called that beginning of the season. I think I said I'm pretty sure I said Celtics gonna be out the playoffs.
Hey, out the playoffs is one thing, but to be 10th. Like, come on, 10th this year. We didn't expect 10th with 2 of the people there, right? So here's the only thing I'm saying is this. Yes, relishing the wins. We are a guaranteed playoff team. But are we playing this game just to say we made it to the playoffs? Or are we trying to play this game to make a long run and win?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it as what does it take for us to win? Every game that we sit here and get on these lives, I'm looking at, hey, what do we need? What do we need to compete long term? I don't care about beating the Hawks because you know what? The Hawks might not even make it.
Need to compete with Brooklyn. That's really what it is. What do you need to compete with?
Scroll up for me. Scroll up. Like if the playoffs started today, we're the 2nd seed. We play the 7th seed.
The Hornets. We could beat them.
We could beat the Hornets. I believe that. but the Hornets are tied with the Sixers.
The Sixers will be tough.
Hey, come on.
Well, you know what?
Sixers is tough.
Were we full strength versus the Sixers?
Were the Sixers full strength against us?
Well, they ain't got Ben Simmons, but I that's kind of a strength, not a weakness.
Hey, listen, they don't have one of their major pieces, and they're a playoff team that we're thinking like, yeah, we might struggle against.
Yeah.
Like, put that into perspective.
No, I get you, but you know what? I like how AK's done this. I like the next man mentality. I like what we're seeing in games like this because it makes it so your team's not in a rush to make a rash decision. Think about the Lakers right now. You got LeBron James. You have a huge piece. Anthony Davis is going to come back. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can say what you want. Call him street clothes.
Oh, street clothes
on
is
the floor.
ball.
You said what?
He's gonna ball.
When he's on the floor, he's gonna ball.
Yeah,
those are two major pieces. But right now, what they've put around those pieces, they don't trust any of them. So now they're saying, now they're in panic mode. We gotta sell this off. We gotta get rid of this piece. We gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Because they're in a win now situation because of the moves they made, right?
And I think the Bulls are kind of thinking, we've got a team built here that can win right now. We're in a win now situation. But the difference is we're winning.
He called a bubble wrap.
That's funny. The difference is we're winning. And so I look at that as AK's built this team perfectly where, yes, I agree you might need to add a big. But do you need to add a big that's going to go out there and give you 20 points on his own? Or do you need to add somebody that's going to consistently give you 10 rebounds?
Now, you want to know why I said we're in a win-now situation? It has nothing to do with chemistry, has nothing to do with our front office. It boils down to one thing and one thing only. We won't have the money to pay everybody. Zach has not hit it. Zach has not hit his max.
Yeah, but you can keep Zach with the bird rights.
You can keep Zach, but we're gonna have to pay to like really pay for the talent, the level of talent that we have. We would have like we wouldn't be able to keep a lot of these people long term. So like we're not in a situation where we have years that we can nest this. We have like a 2-year window at most before money becomes a real big issue. Like,
well, you think the cap is going to continue to go up. You got
you hope the cap goes up because of COVID, we don't know that.
The NBA ain't stopped making money yet, and Adam Silver ain't pulling out none of the stops. Adam Silver said, "We keeping this thing rolling, baby."
He's trying to best commission and
hey,
what's the name? But I mean,
what you say this morning, you said the NBA is or the NHL stopped. And I was like, and they wear gloves.
Hey, NHL shut their whole game down. They didn't touch the cup.
No, but you know what it is? This is the thing, right? With how the Bulls are, and I see y'all holding on the phones. We're gonna get to y'all in a second. Actually, wow, a lot of callers on the phone lines. You know what? Let me
jump into it, dog.
Let's go to the people. Let's start it off with Robert Schwartz. Hey, kid, listen to this. Robert, what's good?
What's good?
Oh, you hear the crispness of that phone, kid?
Hey,
what's good, kid?
Man, how you
what's
feeling?
Good with you?
How you feeling?
Feeling good. The way that the Bulls are playing, they're playing really good.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted down, DeMarcus Rose coming here and all this. Now we're in the second seed and everybody's gelling. Even with the COVID, with Lonzo out and Caruso out. Now, once we get these pieces back, we'll be at full strength.
Yeah.
And Trae Young had, COVID. And when you have COVID, it tears on your body and you got to get back into that groove.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Trae Young right now. Once he gets into this, he's feeling his body, he's going to start being a superstar again. But back-to-back wins against Atlanta, I'm good with it. Now,
the thing I don't know with it, like the thing they're not releasing is the severity of everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the part I don't know. Because Billy Donovan told us most of the Bulls were sitting at home bored.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of like you're trying to figure out, like, even Trae. Like, I don't know if Trae had COVID, or if he had, like, I couldn't taste for a couple of days.
Yeah, That's like what the White Sox third baseman when he had COVID.
Yoan Moncada, he was messed up.
Yeah, he's like I couldn't even do nothing.
Yeah.
And from experience, yeah, I can take that because it was wear and tear on my body. I couldn't get off the couch. I couldn't move or nothing like that. But once I got the feeling back, I got better and I was myself.
Nah, I feel you, man. I'm glad you was able to recover from that.
Glad to hear you back, boy.
We got the phone lines packed tonight, Robert. Stay safe out there, all right, man?
You too.
All right, man. Stay safe.
See you in the morning.
Down. See Red.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's go out to the 773. He said you already know who it is.
AK directed poke the trigger the tax.
Shay, what's good?
You see these bulls in your front yard. I said you see these bulls in your front yard. Just know we upstairs going hard.
This man came up singing.
No, I'm just messing with y'all. I had to get that high note in.
Yeah.
Laugh it up. I don't really care. But I'm loving how our team is coming together, man. This shows you that we are really serious about doing something. Javante Green unexpectedly came out, did good. Tyler Cook did his thing, man. He ain't trying to go back to the G League, man.
Yeah.
And Coby White got something to prove. Hell, even to P Kid, he got something to prove.
Listen. If he just trying to prove something to P Kid, he playing basketball for the wrong reasons. He needs
for the wrong reasons, my G.
M's come in, my boy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, man. I'm happy about this thing. This is actually showing that we still kind of growing, and we still kind of growing. And I got two things to tell y'all. The first two games that we played against the Philadelphia 76ers, one, Vucevic did not play, and the other one. And the other one, Vucevic didn't even get 10 more than 10 points, and that was the game we lost by four. So
that's on him.
So that really tells a big difference. And another thing, a lot of people are talking about this power forward situation. I know y'all may laugh at me on this one, but a power forward that nobody talks about, and that actually can play the power forward pretty good, man. I think his name is Maurice Harkless. He can actually 3-and-D, and rebounding is one of his strengths.
You was right, Shay. We want to go rock with that.
Hey, you know what? It's a bold take, but I kind of like it. It's a bold take, but I kind of dig it.
You like it? You like the move? You like Mo Harkless?
No, you know what? I got somebody else in mind. If you really want to, we're going down that lane.
He ain't the best.
Didn't he already play for the Bulls?
What we need him to do. Shoot. Huh?
Didn't he already play for the Bulls?
No. He played for the Clippers. I think he played for the Clippers. The Clippers prior. You know what I'm saying?
You know somebody who nobody talks about who may be on the move, may not be because they ain't going nowhere right now.
Hey Shay, stay safe out there, all right, my boy.
Chris Boucher or Boucher on Toronto.
Yeah,
but he's getting busy. 6'9".
He getting busy. He
getting busy. Last couple of games, 28 points, 15 rebounds. He had 21 points the other day. I mean, he's just Toronto is kind of like in a weird situation right now. But they got their money and they got their championship, so it's time to move on. Like that's a piece right there. If you could get,
the thing.
I'd go get him.
Right, and like the video, subscribe to the page, man. I think we got 170 in here. We got like 30 likes. Come on, y'all, show a little bit of love, man. Hit that like button, man. Here's the question, right? What do we really want? What do we
want
really
P. Will back, but we want P. Will to also be able to score. That's what it is. If
look,
that was it.
I'll take that too. But I'm saying, what do we want in this big man? What do we want in this guy that we want to come help Vooch?
I just want somebody to help him on the boards. Give me some consistent help on the board.
You don't have to give up the world for that.
Hey,
You don't have to go. Now, listen, if AK finds a way to finesse somebody into giving us Jeremy Grant, all right, I'm not going to say don't take it. If he finds a way to finesse somebody into sending us Sabonis, sure, let's see how this fits together.
Hey,
but if
listen,
we're
we
being
ain't getting
100%
Sabonis.
honest, what do we really need? We need rebounding. And this is the thing right here, right?
It's a no on
Muggs is
Taj
talking
Gibson.
about, hey,
it's a no on Taj Gibson. Hey, listen, I love the chat. I love Chicago.
I love Taj, but we gotta let
we letting go of Taj. We letting go of D Rose. we letting go of the 2009, 2010 Bulls.
Hey, we got
dog. It's time to move on.
Yeah. But no, it's one of those where I look at this team and I'm saying we have everything. We don't need to overpay for anything.
That's a fact.
Even trading away P. Will, trading away Coby White, like Kid brought up, there's going to come a time where the Bulls might have some money issues.
If y'all think that ain't real, it's real.
There's going to come a time where the Bulls might have some money issues. How do you fix that? You have young players that are talented and you can sign for a little bit of nothing because maybe they've underperformed, but they finally coming into it. That's Coby White and P. Will. You hope. You know what I'm saying? You hope. And so, like, I'm looking at how AK is setting things up and how they're gonna move things around. It's gonna be interesting. But what we need is not a power forward who's a superstar. We wanted Miles Turner to come here and be a glorified rebounder. That's all we wanted. The shot blocker y'all wanted. Booch had how many blocks tonight? 3 or 2? What do you have? 2 blocks, like 3 steals, something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm looking up a different stat. You gotta be right. I gotta be quick on the ball.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're okay. We're not doing bad. And the reason is we're winning. We want to add small. If we want to add rebounding, you can find somebody who's 7 foot. By the way, no Tony Bradley, no Derek Jones, who was a big rebounder for us, although you got him a little bit tonight, and no Alfonso McKinney, who came in and was able to get boards. Let's hit these phones again, man, because we got people waiting on the line, man. Apparently, the Windy City Breeze is the bussin' show out here. You know what I'm saying? Best post-game show, the world's post-game show. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Let's go out to the 563. What's going on?
Well, what's up, y'all? Another dominating Bulls victory. I'm happy to see that.
I love it.
Love to see that this team is gelling. I think this team is really starting to understand their roles. Vooch is now understanding. Zach and DeMar being consistent as they can be. We're gelling at the right time. We're holding the fort till Lonzo and Caruso gets back. I'm loving it. But I will say this, though.
Let's do it.
As far as the playoffs are concerned, look, no team in the East scares me. No team in the East scares me. Healthy for healthy, we can compete with any team in the East. Brooklyn don't scare me. Milwaukee don't scare me. The biggest thing, though, that does concern me is us. And the reason why I say it's us because outside of Vooch and DeMar, a good chunk of our team has not had playoff experience.
That's a great point.
And that's what I'm kind of curious about. Like, I want to see how does Zach handle being in a playoff situation?
Yeah.
How does Lonzo handle that? That to me is a curiosity. As far as who we're playing against, I ain't worried about that. The one thing I am concerned about is how will we handle a 7-game series, and also with our other big man. I think the Bulls announced they signed. I think his name is. I know he was with the Warriors.
He talking about.
We had him when we came back to the Warriors.
Buddy, we was talking about during the game. Why can't I? Jordan? No, I was about to say Jordan Clarkson. Why can't I think of Buddy's name?
Bell?
Jordan Bell. There it is. I knew it was Jordan something.
Jordan Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan Bell. I know we signed him a 10-day contract.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens with that. Whether he plays tomorrow on Friday or Saturday. And with these new guys that we signed, and they saw what happened with Alfonso, you never know. We just gotta see what happens.
No, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I appreciate the call. Appreciate the love you showed to the show, man. Stay safe out there, all right, my boy?
You too.
Man, he makes a good point, especially about the playoff experience, especially about looking at what the team is. The part that scares me about Milwaukee is not because I think we match up versus Middleton and Drew Holiday well. Nobody match up versus Giannis well. It's like I said with KD. You find me the dude that match up versus Giannis well, that's your NBA champion, and the best one is probably KD. But he can't. Neither of them can stop each other.
Hey, listen, we overlook one major team. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The interesting part is we're seeing AK, like he mentioned, he signed Jordan Bell. We seeing AK try. See if he can play. I'll give you 60 grand. Come through. See it. Can you rebound? What you got? All right, we get rid of you. What do you got? We moving on from you. You know what I'm saying? I like the Alfonso McKinney pickup, but AK's trying things out to see if he doesn't have to sell off a piece. I like how he's going about it. And this is the one thing we know about AK. Plain and simple. If he got to sell off a piece, he going to sell off a piece. Like, if we being honest, like, if AK is going to go get a piece that he thinks is going to win a championship, he will absolutely move on from Coby White.
I'm going to tell you the truth. The one thing I think, like, obviously we shoot for the stars. Nets run the East right now, only by one game. But they are our biggest contenders.
Yeah.
Bucks are the NBA champs. They're always going to be on in our sights.
Yeah.
Miami scares the heck out of me. I think we give them no credit. And I know we sit there and we hold on to the fact that when we played them, we say, oh, well, we was, we were, laboring back-to-backs, this, that, and the other. Hey, listen, Miami has gotten our best punch at times and responded really well. Miami right now, the only thing stopping Miami is Miami because Miami
we played Miami. That was the last game before they finally canceled our COVID, right?
We played Miami twice, and one time they were missing key pieces. We lost both times.
We lost both
times. We were down some players.
Yeah.
They were down some players. They've been down players. But guess what? That's a different grind out team. You tough.
Miami
got some shooters.
Somebody to worry about.
That it's like, if you want to look at it long term, yeah, I'm worried about that. I'm worried about whether or not Billy can contend with that. That's a great point. I was going to Jahi. I'm worried about that matchup. Because guess what? As far as coaches is concerned, can't tell me Spo ain't one of the best in the East, if not the best in the East.
Spo's one of the best in the NBA.
Right. So he's definitely top two in this.
I tell y'all this. I respect Spo on a different level because he's one of two coaches I've ever seen tell LeBron, shut up and sit down. I'm coaching.
Hey.
The other one's Ty Lue. He's one of two coaches that I've ever seen tell Brian, hey, sit down. It was while I was like, and Brian was like, hey.
He be going in. He gets, the funny thing is, anybody that can contain Jimmy Butler's out and deal with Jimmy Butler this long, because Jimmy done been shipped around for his attitude for a minute, goes to show you that you got the brass to handle it. Guess what? That's the team that right now, we don't give them credit. They don't look shocking on the thing, but they got to play me in the best of 7 series. I got to beat them 4 times. And guess what?
Second game we played them, we didn't have Javonte, Ayo, Derrick Jones, Coby White, DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, second game I don't really consider, but that first game, we had our stars.
First game, but first game, we had our stars. 107-104. That's a little more like right.
Hey, guess what? We called the game. You called the game. We called the game. It wasn't that close.
And Zach played awful.
It wasn't that close that whole time. It got close toward the end, and we were like, "What was this?"
Made a game out of it.
They made a game toward the end.
Made a game out of it.
Miami was like letting off, and you was like, "Where's this Kyle Lowry coming from?" Like, I remember the game.
Oh yeah, no, Kyle was getting busy.
Like
Kyle was getting busy.
Kyle has been getting busy all season. So
now you know what? Second half we came back. Like third quarter, we was running on him a little bit. Third quarter, because I remember I was yelling at Ringo because he was there. I was like,
yeah. So if you want to talk about teams that scare you, they don't just shoot for the Nets because that's the easy target. That's best player in the world with two Hall of Famers next to him potentially, right? Or James Harden's definitely gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You looking at Giannis and you see that team. But the Heat, that's a well-rounded team all the way around.
Yeah.
So
and they haven't been healthy.
I'm looking. They haven't been healthy, and I'm looking toward that. I'm looking at playing a time in the Knicks and what a healthy Knicks squad looks like.
I ain't worried about that.
I mean, I'm not worried, but I'm gonna say this: it's a tough series, dog.
Yeah.
You know what it's definitely gonna be? It's gonna be physical.
It's gonna be physical, but I'm okay with that.
So now,
listen, if we play the Knicks, I'll be like, this is gonna be a tough 5.
I see that going 6 easy. I see both of those series I just named going 6 easy.
Let's go back.
Then I gotta go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at this point, anybody in the West, guess what? I don't care if we lose to anybody in the West because I'm not seeing them until the finals.
Yeah, if we lose to anybody in the West, that means we in the NBA finals. I'm cool with it. Let's go back out to these phones, man. We got some people that have been waiting out here. We're going out to Marv down in Dallas, man. What's going on, bro?
Hey.
What's going on, fellas? Just wanted to call back in and let y'all run some numbers across. Good game tonight for one.
Appreciate
it. And just a preview, guys, of a playoff series. Think about it. Bulls play one game in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Next game down in back home, we make adjustments. We play better.
Yeah.
And for all the fans that's been talking about Boots, I got some numbers for all of y'all. Last 5 games tonight, 16-20. Next game before that, 24-17, 16-15, 18-6, 19-13. 16 assists, 10 blocks, 6 turnovers in those games. He coming on, fellas.
Absolutely. I'm with you. I told him to stop worrying about Vooch since he's been back from COVID. He's had 3 bad games.
Yeah, that's right. And the whole key to this thing is, it's like I heard your buddy, your guy talking about Miami. Vooch had 2 bad games against Miami. One of them I don't think he played.
Yeah.
But the other one, he had a bad game. He played like this, we hard to beat. But if you think Miami's better than Brooklyn, you got another thing coming. Playoffs a different animal, fellas. Don't never forget that.
Absolutely. No, that's a fact, and that's why I said. And appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate you showing love, man. That's why I worry about the Brooklyns. I worry about no matter what we say. You know what I'm saying? We can say, oh, we're not worried about nobody in the East. We confident, we cocky, blah, blah, blah. Playoff experience is different.
Hey, I love people who count. That's Pops too. I'm saying that's a good comment, Pops, but I'm sorry. Tom in the playoff situation, that's a worrisome situation if you got a healthy squad. If his team is healthy,
no, that's the point though. Hey, that's the point though. Tom definitely playing RJ Barrett 42 minutes the day before the playoffs start.
Tom got talent on his bench that he's just discovering. The Knicks have a decent squad.
Hey, listen, kid, you're thinking like a coach. I'm telling you about Tom. Tom got his dudes that he liked. If Derrick Rose is healthy by playoff time, guess who playing? If Taj Gibson is still good to go, guess who playing?
I'm gonna let y'all know this right now, just so Pat already knows this. Here's my personality. I don't get too high, I don't get too low. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. I call it as it is. And as it is, right? We're on a great run. First time we won 5 games in a row since 2017. On a great run, right? Heck, for some odd reason, NBC or whatever, whoever the network, whatever, decided that we needed to be compared to the 95 Bulls.
Yeah, I don't know what that one was.
That was a wild stat, but hey, I'm glad that the only team that they could compare us to safely with how we're producing is a championship team. I love it. But you know what I also know? We have not seen the Eastern Conference this loaded in a while. It has not been this loaded in a while. You want to know why LeBron got the 10 of them things in the East? Because it didn't look like this.
Yeah,
if it looked like this, LeBron wouldn't have made it to as many finals. And that's not LeBron hate. That's just facts. It ain't good, it ain't bad, it just is. So when you look at it objectively, it's like, hey, listen, unless he stacked the deck, which he's known for doing,
which he would do,
which he stacks the deck.
That Cleveland team is still at the top of the Eastern Conference in this league right now. Kyrie, Bron, Kevin Love, JR. They had a mind at that point, I think, for defense. Like that Cleveland team's still at the top of the Eastern Conference. Tristan was rebounding.
The is stacked.
Yeah.
It really is. The only reason why we even still consider the West as much is because the two of the better teams are the Suns and the Warriors on the run that they have.
Yeah.
But outside of that, if we really blended the conferences, you see more Eastern teams than Western teams. That hasn't happened in a while.
Would you right now?
You would. They would be lower tier. That's how closely contested it is.
It's really close in the East. Like, it's ridiculously close.
It's close in the West, too. Once you get past the first 3 teams, I think it's a nice little drop-off. But they're competing for those spots. Almost only counts in horseshoes, my brother.
Yeah, top 3.
He got stopped.
Top 3 are always within 2.5. Are all within 2.5, and then after that, Memphis to Dallas, you got 6.5, 9.5, 9.5, 10.5, 10.5. Yeah, there's a drop off there.
It's a drop off.
But
guess what?
No, you're right. It would definitely be mostly the Eastern Conference is definitely more winning more. Cleveland will be a playoff team in the West right now. That's wild.
Over 200
in the chat.
Hey, I did not forget your question. You asked like 3 good ones though, and one of them I gotta go back and see. He did ask. I gotta get this man's question.
Hey, listen, this is the thing though. Vern, he's in the Discord. Drop the question in there because we got to get to these calls as well, man. We trying to run a little bit of a show, yeah. And let's go out to Nell calling about the Chicago Bulls out in the 630. Nell, what's good?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you feeling?
I want to go ahead and ease you guys. Overall, I'd say we have a great team. Ultimately, I think we're going to get past the first round. If we play Philly in the first round, I think that'll be a little bit tough.
Yeah.
But overall, I could see us beating them. The biggest thing that I'll say to kind of ease P. Kid's mind when it comes to the team in general, I view it this way. Even if you sign Zach this year, overall, most of the deals that we did sign up DeMar, Lonzo, what have you, they end in the next 3-4 years. So even if there is a soft reboot and for whatever reason, God forbid it does not work out, I think we're still in a good spot. And like you guys were saying earlier, with AK kind of just signing this player here, this player there, I think they're on their toes and they really know what they're doing. I just think overall, I agree with what PK said too. Like right now, you got a 2-3 year window to try and win up this team, but I do think you need one extra piece to pretty much get you over the hump. Who that is, I couldn't tell you. But right now, I like what this team is doing. And the biggest thing I can say of this team is ultimately I like their consistency, especially with having players out with COVID and injuries and everything like that.
Yeah.
I feel like we are one of the most consistent teams. So that's the big thing I can give them credit for. Again, I think if something does happen in the future, I think we're still set up if something doesn't work out. But I'll let you guys go ahead and talk. Thanks.
No, I appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the love. Stay safe out there, man. It's you know what? It's win now mode because of how they came out the gate. Absolutely. That doesn't mean it's panic mode to win now. And there's a difference. And I feel like a lot of Bulls fans are in panic mode because we haven't we first things first, it's the NBA. Talent don't disappear unless it get hurt. This is not the NFL. You usually don't see really talented players have a bad season to where your team is god awful all of a sudden. Unless like all of a sudden the chemistry don't work. Like I think the what's happening in Boston is more of a growing pain of Ime Udoka than it is that the team doesn't have enough talent to win.
I wholeheartedly disagree with that one. I said that wasn't gonna work since they had Kyrie on there just because they had too many people who did the same thing at the same position.
Yeah,
and they still kind of do. Like I don't care what nobody says. Jaylen Brown
and Jason Tatum ain't the same dude though.
You can say all that you want to, but they can't occupy the same space and be effective. Because if they could, they wouldn't be 10th in the East.
I mean, yeah, but if you got a coach that's not putting the proper scheme in place for you, you know what I'm saying? I thought Ime was gonna be cold.
Hey, Brad Stevens ain't put the proper people. Hey, Brad Stevens had more talent.
Hey, Brad Stevens had him in the playoffs though.
With that level of talent, guess what? You had no choice but to make it in the playoffs because that Boston team had most of The Boston hit at a time where the East was still weak. Now this right here, no, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
David said,
I don't know.
"Hey, listen,
if
I
it
love
was a
that.
fifth, we'd all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just
Unfortunately, it's not an if because they actually do suck, and they're number 10
this year,
in the
No,
East.
this year, no, fact.
And they have 2 All-Stars on the
hey,
team.
we called that though. I said I was like, they go in the wrong direction. They're gonna get rid of somebody, but they also need a point guard that's gonna organize
Hey,
everybody.
Dave, just to say it so you could, I would take DeMar over LeBron with the way our team is constructed right now. Yes, I would.
So when you got your chance, as Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, etc., what you mean?
When you get your chance. He's saying when you have the opportunity to win, you take it.
When you get your chance. I missed that first one.
It's
No,
the best opportunity to win.
You know what? And that's why I think AK, if he feels he needs to, I gotta stop saying just AK. AK and Mark Eversley, if they feel they need to, will go for it.
Why don't you just say Acme?
Because I just don't think to say it.
No.
It was always AK we trust. Like I think that if Acme feels that they need to, they will go for it this season. They'll go get a big name player. They'll push all their chips in, and maybe it won't work out. Maybe it will, but you know that they put it all on the line to go get it, and it's not going to be like Garpax going out and getting Keith Bogans.
Hey, let's be real. We already went for the big name players. We were on this live last year this time talking about who we needed at the trade deadline for next season. They're wearing Bulls jerseys right now.
Yeah.
Right?
No, fact.
The only person that we didn't expect was Vooch, and that was way better than we kind of projected, considering we got Lonzo and DeMar. We got the team.
We was 100% ready to send Wendell Carter for not another big man. We was like, it's better if we play without him.
we got the team. The only thing we really need, as we've been mentioning, if we're going to go down this route, if P. Will would come back and be aggressive. He gave me Coby White aggressiveness like Coby White played tonight. Guess what? I'll take P. Will in a heartbeat. It's the simple fact that he don't.
That's what it is.
That was it. We don't need another superstar. We need a serviceable person that can give me 10 points and defend. That's all it is. Can you give me 10 points and help Vooch on the boards? Can you be a consistent fixture down there with him? If you can do that, we have a winning team.
That's fact.
And today, guess what? The way the team is constructed, yes. You talk about something totally different. You're just looking at talent. You're not looking at construction of teams. So
I'm looking at how
your roommate, then your roommate won that battle.
I'm looking at this team. This is what I said, and I stand by it. The Bulls got a championship roster.
We do.
This team could go to the NBA Finals. That doesn't mean they have the best championship roster.
I still would pick up IT for scoring off the bench.
He's already picked up. Nobody wants it.
No, he's on another 10-day with the Mavericks.
Yeah, that's all right. Leave him there.
Hey, listen.
Leave him there. You just got 17 from Coby White off in the game.
Guess what? I trust IT.
Watering something serious, dog.
You know what? I trust IT giving me 17 more than I trust Coby giving me 17 on a consistent basis. Because guess what? Defensively, they both getting cooked. So I might as well choose the person who led the league in scoring at one point. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, he ain't lead the scoring in nothing. He ain't lead the league in nothing when he was over in LA. So leave him right.
Coby White ain't lead the G League either. So at this point,
play down there.
Hey, guess what? He was like 2 seconds off getting down there.
Hey, Coby White didn't play down there, but he scored 17 tonight. Shout out Coby. Let's go back out to these phone lines, man, as my left eye decides to fall out, man. Get a couple more in, then we're going to get up out of here, man, because we got to get up for this morning show. I'm dying right now. I don't know what I got in my eye. It is killing me, dog. Let's go out the 910. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
I'm slowly dying, but I'm good. What's going on with you?
What's good?
All right. I got
He's stressed.
I'm not gonna hold y'all long, okay? My biggest question I want to ask, because I mean, you guys have a lot of knowledge about this type of stuff.
Let's do it.
But before I ask that question, I want to say I'd like to see everybody stop pitting Coby and Ayo against each other. I think they can coexist.
I know they can. I watched them do it.
Now, Kobe, you know I love Kobe. Me and PK, we had it out about him before, and I told you he's a dog. Just had to get his rhythm back, and I think they don't have to make a trade. They got 12 fouls on the bench between Bradley and Cook. So, I mean, use up those 12 fouls. Do things by committee. We got James, we got Jones Jr. You got Green, who's playing. I mean, he jumps out the gym.
Yeah.
I think we're there, man. I mean, they don't really have to add no pieces. If they do, I think the front office going to look at the buyout to try to get somebody instead of breaking up the team. And the team, you know, you need a lot of different players with a lot of different styles when they get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Style make a fight. So, I mean, Billy going to be able to fight with these dudes, man. He can go small. I mean, he can go fast. He can go defense. I mean, it's going to be a beautiful thing. You know, y'all just got to be patient, man. I've been watching these Bulls for a long time, and I think we on the right route. But my question is, everybody's saying we're going to have to get rid of Io because we won't be able to afford him. I think by the time it's time to pay him, that DeRozan, Vooch, and all these guys are going to be gone, right? Am I right?
By the time we have to, it wouldn't be Io.
We got to pay Io. Io won't have been in a position to where. Now, I'll say this. If by the time we got to pay Io, if he want to leave to prove that he's a better point guard or a better, that's funny, blank, shut up. That he's a better point guard or that he's a better, that he's a starter in the NBA, then I can see him doing that. But while he's here, he's gonna be behind Lonzo the whole time, unless Lonzo gets hurt or unless Io just proves out of nowhere that like I'm way better than you. And you should be the bench PG.
Here's one of the things I always look at, and this is something that we don't have to go too far down the rabbit hole to go to.
Yeah,
we could have an issue the same way that Boston had an issue. There was no reason why Boston, from a talent perspective, shouldn't have won a chip. With IT, with Kyrie,
there he is.
I mean, you can say LeBron, right?
No. They valued their first round picks more than going to get a real big man.
Al Horford was an all-star.
Al Horford wasn't on that team with IT.
Al Horford was on that team with IT and Kyrie. He definitely was.
Was he?
He definitely was on it with Kyrie.
I thought he was on the team after IT when Kyrie and Jason Tatum and all them came.
Even with that team, like you can have too much of a good thing. And like we're looking at this one game and we're speaking in terms of how well this one game looked. We still don't understand that this lineup wouldn't have even been possible because Lonzo's there, Alex Caruso was there. That whole dynamic is a little different. So it's all about team construction and chemistry at that point. I'm not saying it would have been bad, but it would have been definitely different. Like it's next man up mentality, but at the same time, guess what? That next man up may not get the same opportunities in this type of situation. So it's like I'm not against it, and I'm not even talking down about it. I'm absolutely for, a slashing combo guard to coexist with another slashing combo guard. But guess what? The NBA's changed. NBA is constantly changing. And for what we already have, right? Can that person be just as effective when their minutes are not 30 minutes a game? And we've seen over the course of 3 years, at least with one of these players, that's not the case. It's not hate. I honestly do not care. I really do not care. Right? It's what does the number show me? And guess what? If you honestly think Acme doesn't look at the same thing, you're a fool. That's not how business runs. This is a business first. The numbers and what the business shows me is that, hey, this may not be consistent there. What can I get that I'm actually missing that's going to take me further in the short window that I have? I know it's been a while since we won, but don't get into the hype and get don't get too attached to these particular players.
Well, don't get too attached.
Who don't move the needle so much.
Role players.
Like, don't get too attached to a role. They don't move the needle that much for us.
Yeah.
What we ultimately need to compete.
Appreciate the call, man.
That are stacking the deck.
Hey, man.
We gotta start doing this and not doing this.
You know what? And that's the one thing in Chicago that we overlove our role players, right? There were absolutely Bulls fans that said you should not trade Luol Deng for Kobe Bryant. That's the craziest thing I ever heard.
We do it with every single team. Hey,
but it's
Nick Foles got a whole nickname that we loved, right?
That was a wild nickname. This is the thing I'll say though. You can't overvalue him, but you can't undervalue him either. You absolutely need role players to win the day, but it's about, can you have those role players that can be replaced? Like, honestly, right now we're seeing it's hard to replace Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso's not anything more than a role player. I love him. I'm excited by him, but he's
why is he hard to replace? Because he does something that the other guards on the team don't do well outside of Ayo. And what is that?
No, right.
What is that?
Ayo and Lonzo.
Hey, guess what? Alex Caruso can have 0 points, but you will feel his impact throughout the entire game, because that man will give you the steals, that man will give you blocks, that man will give you all of those things. Guess what? Those role players do give you that opportunity, but if you can't be utilized in those different positions, I don't need someone who can just shoot. Guess what? The league has changed. A lot of these mugs can shoot. And at the clip that Kobe is shooting, guess what? I can replace that easy. I can replace that easy. Let's not cap when it comes to that. It's not hard to replace that type of production.
It depends on what he shows. It depends on what he's doing. It depends on what he's doing off of the bench. We're making season-long statements for this season.
I'm making long statements based off of how you produced here. You can replace that. Hey, listen, I like the Big Shot Bob thing. You know what? Big Shot Bob was a role player, but you know what? You couldn't replace what he did and how he impacted the game with anybody else. That's what I just said about Alex.
Hey, listen, Big Shot Bob was replaceable. That was a.
You want to know how I know I can replace Coby White? I drafted him. He just played 14 minutes, gave me just as many points. He's been consistent. I just drafted him.
There's a cap to him though. He's Kirk Heinrich. He jumped higher.
Who's Kirk Heinrich?
Ayo. There's a cap to him. He's gonna be somebody that can average 18 to 20 points a game. If he do more than that, he would surprise me. I would be pleasantly surprised. But to me, he's Kirk Heinrich.
Give me a season of Ayo playing 30 minutes, and then I can say that. I have 2 seasons of Kobe playing 30 minutes.
No,
you don't know Ayo's cap.
I'm with you.
You don't know his ceiling. I know Kobe's ceiling.
I don't think you know Kobe's
That's the difference in the argument. Everyone wants to sit there and pull out all this stuff.
Listen,
what does the data show you?
Hey, listen. I bet you the Lakers thought they knew Brandon Ingram's ceiling. I bet you the Lakers thought they knew Lonzo Ball's ceiling. I bet you the Lakers thought they knew Jordan Clarkson's ceiling.
Apples and oranges.
No, they were starters.
Apples and oranges. You want to know why it's apples and oranges? You have a all-time great coming to your team who's in a win-now situation. I don't have time to develop you, which is why they traded that entire team away. All of those players went off to be good.
Hey, listen.
Jordan Clarkson, 6th man of the year. He's absolutely balling. All of those players went to be good. Hey, what's his name? Julius Randle is leading the Knicks.
Yeah.
Right? All of those players went on to be good. It didn't fit the time frame for that team. The Lakers wanted to win now, and they won now. They did what they needed to do. They got a ring, whether you like it or not. They got their bubble ring, and now we're sitting there talking about them imploding, but they still got 5 Hall of Famers on their team, and they're still a playoff team. Like, it's an apples and oranges conversation. And the difference between they're still in the playoffs. It's a different situation. You can't, this is not one of those things where you can sit there and say, look at what that team did, and it immediately fit this. It's nuanced.
How do you keep from getting into cap hell?
Get into what?
Getting into cap hell, salary cap hell. How do you keep from getting there? You draft good players that don't make no money. Okay. You let good players develop that don't make no money. And the good thing right now is that you can win with the players you got while they get better. How did the Spurs
that works well. Development works well when you're in a situation where unilaterally across there, you can do that.
How did the Spurs do it?
May not be the Bulls.
How did the Spurs do it though?
David Robinson had a core that they drafted. So you had Tim Duncan, David Robinson, and Vinny Del Negro, stuff like. We could go down that.
You can go down.
We can go down that route.
But
That
you kept
whole
seeing
thing.
dudes come in that they kept bringing in, and they just played to a level, and they just kept filtering them dudes to the next level. I'm not saying Coby White's the
Who was
star.
that big three?
You said what?
Who was that big three?
Manu, but we got that. Manu, Tim, and
Who was that big
Tony.
three? How
Manu,
long did it
Tim, and
last?
Tony.
How long did
You
it
said
last?
what?
How long did it last?
20 years. They ain't there.
Top 15. At this point, the only person that stands out that you immediately think of is another generational talent who won another chip in Toronto.
But kid, I'm not saying Coby White is the next Kobe Bryant.
We know you're not saying that.
I'm saying I'm saying we at this point, the previous regime drafted him 7. There's no point in looking at his draft stock anymore because he's not that dude. That don't mean he can't be a role player that plays into that level. I'm not saying he's gonna come in and replace Zach LaVine's scoring. I'm not saying his scoring can't be replaced. But when you're talking about replacing his scoring, you're talking about paying somebody that's off of a rookie deal. When you're talking about replacing what Io's going to be at some point, you're talking about replacing somebody that's off of a rookie deal. How do you replace them role players? The Vinny Del Negro, Steve Kerrs, whatever role players you want to say, you bring in the young dude that's going to fall into line. Kawhi Leonard wasn't no offensive juggernaut when they won the championship. They was like, go out there and stand in front of that dude and be lone.
No, he wasn't an offensive juggernaut, but you know what he can do?
Stand in front of that dude and be lone.
And make life hell for that star player, right? And rebound, right? And so guess what? What are we in need of? We're in need of that guy.
It was a pretty efficient finals for LeBron. I don't know about that.
No, it wasn't. If you look at the game they stuck him, LeBron shot 39%. The lowest in one of the lowest games in his career.
LeBron got some bad finals games, dog.
Hey, 39% with him taking a high percentage amount of shots and trying to get the shot. Hey, Kawhi, like we just saw it. Io stuck Trae Young really good. Trae Young still got 26 and 11.
Yeah.
26 and 11. So guess what? Bron getting his 28 points, that don't mean anything to me. Great players will get their money. That's why they get paid the big bucks. That's why the whole game is focused on them. Bron would have to get his money for them to compete. But you can't tell me Kawhi did not make that really tough on him, right? And so you're right about one thing. You're right about one thing. You can develop that talent and all that stuff. But I don't need to develop the talent I don't need to develop his skill set. That's not what I need on my team. Every time we look at
you don't need scoring off the bench.
Every time we look at a need,
look at the games we lost.
I'm gonna look at the games we lost. But look at this now. Like that 17
maybe not the COVID games because we didn't have a bench in that, but look at the games when we had a bench that we lost.
But guess what? Does Alex Caruso not give me the same type of production he can give me with more efficiency and more effectiveness on the game?
Not offensively. Because if you send Alex Caruso to lock somebody, I'm not saying he can't score, but if I send Alex Caruso to lock somebody up, it's the same as Jimmy Butler. It's going to take away from his scoring because he's playing defense harder than he's trying to get a bucket. But if I got Alex Caruso out there, and this is how I look at it, if I got Alex Caruso out there guarding the toughest player on the floor, and I know it's going to take away from his offensive game, but then I've also got these 2 young dudes that can come in and give me 10 and 15. Now I'm making Caruso's life easier because, hey, focus on guarding that dude because he's really good.
What do we need?
We need rebounding. That's all we need.
Okay. We need rebounding. And I like this comment. We play a Western team, meaning we're in the finals. If we
play a Western team, that's a whole different
finals, right?
We get to a Western Conference team, I bet. We lost to
tightly contested game. Hear me out. Tightly contested game.
Yeah.
I need my points and defense. Does Kobe fit that mold for me?
Kobe fits that mold if he on the point side.
No. Just you said if. You finna bring a whole bunch of context.
No,
Does he fit that mold for me if I need him to score and defend?
No.
That's why he's replaceable. That's why he doesn't fit. What I need ultimately, I can get elsewhere from the talent I already have.
Who are you gonna find that's gonna score and defend? You want to bring in IT?
Hey, guess what? I said if I'm going to sit there and just focus on scoring, I'd rather take the guy who led the league in scoring.
You'd rather take the guy that dropped 4 points in 35 minutes. Kobe got 8. Hey, listen, he the point guard. You can't say he had a ball in his hands.
Hey, dog, you give them both 30 minutes to just score.
We did that.
IT is going to outplay him.
We did that. We watched that.
We watched it where?
He went 4 for 19.
He had a bad game. He also
He
had a good
one
game.
good game, and Muggs want to hail him like he was the god.
No, I'm looking at a guy who's getting back into the rhythm of playing game, and you're talking about a guy who's had 2 years of consistent.
I'm talking about a guy that's coming off of shoulder surgery. And the guy that's coming off of shoulder surgery in the same time frame of games.
Who's had consistent starter minutes. Stop moving the goalpost.
The guy coming off
You're moving the goalpost.
How am I moving the goalpost?
The situation's not the same. Kobe's had starter minutes.
Kobe's coming
and
off
has never had the same type of production.
How you going? How you shoot without a shoulder? So now you sound goofy.
He couldn't shoot last season.
Now
he couldn't shoot last season.
Like you're trying to
We're gonna make an excuse for the seasons previously, right? Like,
you're telling me that you're telling me that
I'm not even considering it. It's not even.
Now you're just trying to create a debate to make entertaining.
It's not a debate because I can win this debate easily.
You're trying to create a debate.
Doing this for fun, and I like just doing it. But trust me, like from a statistical standpoint, this ain't even a close argument. Like
you're talking about IT 5 years ago.
Hey, listen.
5 years ago.
And that 5 years ago.
What is IT done in the NBA?
If I just wanted scoring, I would go for that.
What is IT done?
Scoring, I need other things.
What has IT done to deserve a spot in the NBA right now?
At this point, all I'm saying is,
what has IT done to deserve a spot in the NBA right now?
Nothing. But if I'm going to give somebody starter minutes and tell them to go shoot,
I'm not asking for Kobe to get starter minutes. That's moving the goalpost. I'm asking for Coby White to come off the bench with Ayo Dosunmu. I'm asking for Coby White to give me 10 while Ayo give me 15 and while Alex Caruso focuses on defense. That's how basketball works. Yes, you need defensive scoring, but you also need to score the bucket. If I got to do
two of us, are we really going to say that's how basketball works and you expect me to be impressed? Like, trust me, we could shut this down a long time ago. Like, hey, from a statistical standpoint, nobody brought it up. Tell me what he brings that I can't replace.
He scores.
No. From a statistic, look at it. Look at the stats.
He scores. You can replace it.
He scored.
You can replace it. You got to pay money to replace it.
Why do I have to play? Why do I pay money?
Who you gonna go get that's not playing right now that can score?
If Coby White was not available, but Alex Caruso was, is our game impacted?
If Coby White was not available
right now, let's call a spade a spade. If our team is healthy, I remove Coby White and I plug in Alex Caruso. Is my team impacted?
No, you still be winning, but you're winning with Kobe and without Alex Caruso.
Wait. You said no, right?
No, but your team hasn't been impacted without him.
Check this out. I love this part. No, right? Between the two, if I have to have one of those players, considering what my team needs,
I would rather have Alex Caruso.
Right,
you're not understanding what I'm saying.
That's all I said.
You're not understanding.
Everyone else made all this context about it, but that's all I really said. Is like what we need and what he provides is like, we don't need what he provides. We need something different because we have too many people who can do that, and it's replaceable. What we absolutely need, we can't replace. You want to know how I know we can't replace it? Because at this point, Vooch has 20 rebounds, and nobody else has over 6.
Who's replaceable? Who's replacing his scoring off the bench?
Alex Caruso, if he's scoring like this, absolutely replace his scoring.
If he's scoring like this, who's replacing
Alex Caruso did it for the Lakers. He can replace his scoring. He is a champion.
Okay, so why
he has the experience of doing it? No, seriously, that's a real question. Can he not replace his scoring?
If he does,
did he not do it for the Lakers?
If he does, he's not playing defense as well.
Whoa! Because did he not do it for the Lakers? That's not true. Did he not do it for the Lakers?
Did he not do what for the Lakers? Yeah,
he played on both ends and provide scoring when they needed it and defense when they needed it for the Lakers.
He's playing on both ends. Absolutely.
He's played on both ends. So he's a two-way guard who impacts the game and more efficiently. And you're going to sit there and tell me he can't replace it?
But kid, why would I
bro.
want him to?
It's not. You just literally sounded like
why would I
just
want
walked
him
you
to?
down to say agree with me in 3 different times.
Chat, what have I said this whole time?
Come on, bro.
Did I not say I'm trying to find a way where Kobe,
bro, I can
Ayo,
argue with you at
and
5 in the
Caruso
morning. I'm
play
not going to
together?
keep arguing with you right now. I'm tired.
Did I not say find a way where Kobe, Ayo, and Caruso can play together? You
I don't
make
think that works like that.
Caruso's life easier if he just got to focus on defense. Yeah, he can get a bucket every now and then.
Why would I just solely relegate him to defense when he does so much more?
If he's on the court, he's gonna score.
That's not true.
But
You just said it by your own.
I'm saying Alex
admission,
Caruso.
no.
If Alex Caruso is on the court, he's going to be a part of the offense. What I'm saying is you make his life easier if he doesn't have to be the focal point of the offense. Why is that hard to understand?
When is either one of them going to be the focal point of the offense?
Alex Caruso was the focal point of the offense when Javonte Green was out and Zach LaVine was out because he was the only other player that could play.
I like the finisher say he averaged 5 to 6 points, but he's a bench player who has very up and down production because of that. But he absolutely had games where he came out.
I'm fine. I know Alex can score. I know Alex can go off for 16. But the thing I'm saying is, why get rid of talent if it's there? You find a way to make talent work. You know what I've watched with the Chicago Bulls forever? We get rid of talent because, he doesn't have a good attitude. I've never seen a team win by getting rid of talent. What team wins by moving on from talent?
What team wins from moving on from talent?
From good talent. Who's won by sending away a player that can score when you don't have something that?
How do you call good? How do you say
if Kobe?
Right, first of all, let's do this. Let's walk this down. First off, everyone in the league is talented, right?
Here we go. All right, Kwame Brown wasn't a bad player either. Come on.
Even Gilbert Arenas said he still would have got drafted top 5 if they redrafted it.
Hey, listen, still dumb.
Hey, guess what? Gilbert Arenas definitely scored. Here's the one thing you said. Why would you give away talent? I would give away talent if it's not consistent. I would trade it at its highest potential value because it's not consistent. The one thing that you haven't proven, and you still ain't proven, no one in the chat is proving it, and everyone is agreeing for the most part, is it's not consistent. So if it's not consistent, I'm going to trade it for something I ultimately need. Some team needs what Coby White provides.
So there's never been a player that's come off the bench and not been a consistent player, but been a bench player.
Kobe does not solve my rebounding issue. I can live with.
Alex Caruso don't either.
Alex Caruso, in this argument, is the player who wasn't on the court today that can replicate or even replace what we saw Kobe do.
Okay.
If you had to choose to trade them, I'm not trading AC.
Why? But that's the thing. We're
entertaining trades because we have a need. And the need is, now mind you, we may not even have to trade, which is something I've already said. But since we went down the rabbit hole, I went down the rabbit hole for you. And guess what? If I had to, I'm picking AC and I'm getting rid of Kobe. And I have a sound reason to do so for the very reason you already agreed to.
We talk about rebounding. We're talking about rebound. Why are we getting rid of anybody? That's what I'm saying. Why can't you make Ayo
Spice?
Huh?
Why does he keep calling you Spice?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like who is he talking to? Hey, it ain't dumb. You just don't like it. I don't like your name, but I guess we're even. Like I don't care.
What I'm saying is, why can't you make Ayo, Kobe, and Caruso work? We're talking about rebounding. We talk about shipping players off for rebounding. Go find a 7-footer that knows how to box out. There's going to be a bunch of them bought out at the deadline.
Sure.
We're talking about rebounding. Why are we talking about moving anything?
Wait. There's potentially some that are going to be bought out that could fit our team. Like, potentially. We don't know that for sure.
You also right now.
But we do know that there's some teams that are looking to move some power forwards who can score, who can defend, and who could potentially fit. That's all I said. I never once said we need to trade Kobe. That's not how this conversation started. Right?
No,
the hypothetical was considering that in the chat and even yourself, we were entertaining the thought process of who we need. It's like I don't need what he provides. I don't have a need for Coby White scoring when I have another player who could plug in and give me something of that guild. I don't need that. What I need is someone to help that man in the number 9 jersey, because at this point, he's the only person getting boards, and there's a huge drop off between him and the next person. You thought Cook gave you 12 rebounds. That man gave you 3.
Yeah, he definitely gave me 12 points, or 12 minutes, 10 points.
10 points, 3 rebounds, right? So all I'm saying is I'm trying to fill a need. Why? Because I'm looking into playing my Miamis. I'm looking into playing my Milwaukee's. I'm looking at playing my, Nets, where I'm going to have, well, maybe not the Nets, but those 2 teams specifically, I'm going to have a need for that rebound.
That's LA a problem down there.
Hey, they signed enough veterans to get it done.
LA a problem down there. They got LA and Paul Millsap, right?
So that's the need. I need someone who can consistently help that man in the number 9 jersey, because so far, number 11 ain't doing it, Lonzo ain't doing it, and Zach ain't doing it.
I agree.
And the person who was doing it is injured.
No, I agree with you.
We got rid of the other guy because we couldn't. We got rid of 2 of them. We got rid of Thad and we got rid of Daniel. This wouldn't even be a conversation.
We didn't get rid of Daniel. Daniel left.
Well, I mean, go get your money. However
Daniel left. Yeah. Houston was like, "We'll give you a bag." Houston was like, "Hey, you want this bag?" Huh?
So keep it into how the conversation started. I still stand by the statement. It makes sense on all levels. It makes sense based off the need, because ain't nobody told me who's going to fill in that gap right there.
You can fill the need
because Cook's supposed to fill in the gap today. Looked like he did. 3 rebounds.
No, I got you. That's facts. You don't
Devontae Green looks real good on the highlight when he's dunking.
Hey, look,
but he ain't giving no rebound.
You don't have that guy right now that's playing with the team we saw tonight that does fill that need. You don't. But
we blew out this team today. And guess what? When you blow out a team, normally you lead them in every statistical category by a large margin. That didn't happen today. And it hasn't happened in most of the games we won, if you look at it, especially that area. So why are we complaining about it? Because playoff basketball changes that.
Yeah, but where we have blown them out is turnovers and points off of those turnovers.
I'm glad you mentioned turnovers. Because who was the second leader in turnovers on our team? But we want to keep the talent.
The second leader in turnovers? You talking about Coby White's 3?
Oh, no. Oh, he has 3 turnovers today?
Yeah.
How many? Okay. How many?
I don't know. I don't know what you were talking about. You just
last season. Like we talked about this all season. We're on tape.
Oh, last season. No, yeah, all right. Last season.
Leading into this. We're on
last season. Hey, listen, if we held Jordan Bell to what he did. Hey, listen, Jordan Bell, if we held Jordan Poole to what he did last season, we wouldn't even be talking about him right now.
So you said Coby White has 3 turnovers?
He had 3 turnovers today.
How many turnovers do we have as a team? How many turnovers do we have as a team? 11?
2, 3, 7, 11. Yeah,
you can go to the top.
I could have just went to the other one. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't have 11. Yeah. No, what we had 11. They had 13.
Who makes up 30% of the turnovers?
If you give me 12, you give me 12 assists and 3 turnovers, I'm not complaining about none of that.
He had a day. But guess what? How many 12 assist games do I get?
I give you that.
How many games? 10 assist games do I get?
How many games have you seen him play this year?
How many 5 assist games do I get?
How many games you seen him play this year?
How many 5 assist games do I get? That's not answer. Like you're answering the question with a question, but how many of those games do I get? The consistency is not there.
Because for you, there's no nuance to the conversation. There's no, he came off of shoulder surgery, he might be messed up. He looked trash last year, so he's gonna be trash this year, which is a great conversation to have, but it's not how NBA always works.
Why are we bringing up the shoulder surgery why are we bringing up the shoulder surgery if he's shooting well? Like it's funny that when he shoots, well, like, the shoulder doesn't work, but when he shoots bad, he saw shoulder.
What I'm saying is it takes time. No, what I'm saying is it takes time to come back from shoulder surgery, and maybe we're seeing the Kobe turn the corner, after having shoulder surgery.
Hey, guess what? We'll see. Now, here's the thing. I don't have a losing record on this so far. I don't.
On what?
On my wild takes, I don't have a losing record. I don't.
I don't know. What's your wild takes that you've had on the show?
It's been about 3. I've won all 3 of them so far.
Nah, you still rocking with Mitch, and that has worked out poorly in your favor.
Oh, so that was a running joke, and I'm still running.
Nah.
I'm still running with it. Hey, listen. Hey, I was the first person to say it's Matt Nagy, and everybody's like, yo. I'm sorry. What'd
you say? When Mitch get in the game, he's absolutely gonna ball out. That man got the first snap.
Hey,
quadruple coverage. I said, how'd you find 4 dudes? How did you find 4 dudes?
Hey, listen. I tell you what. Here's my take on that one. Right? He's gonna be a starting QB next season.
He probably will be.
I just have to ride it out. But you know what's not gonna happen? Matt Nagy's not gonna be a coach, and I called it. I said Matt Nagy's the problem.
At any level? At any level?
Matt Nagy's not gonna be a head coach.
Okay, all right, that's a different conversation.
He's not gonna be a head coach at any.
That's a different conversation. No, you said he's not gonna be a coach.
It's not gonna be a
different conversation.
You mean you like offensive? Like,
yeah.
You consider that a coach?
Yeah, all of them are coaches. The OCs and the quarterbacks coaches work with the players more than the head coach do. Now Nagy's different because he want to be involved in everything, but
I don't think he's gonna have a coaching job next year.
I don't think I'd take a coaching job next year either. I think the Bears got to pay him next year. Let me make these millions and put my feet up. I don't know what his contract is. Man, let's get up out of here, man. Like, we ain't got to work in the morning. Hey, yo, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. We were supposed to do 30 minutes. We did an hour and a half.
That's because you want to argue about something I already agreed with. I already agreed with it.
I'm getting sick of this dude, man.
I had already agreed with it. You brought up the hypothetical, and I just stuck with my hypothetical.
I didn't bring up the hypothetical. I didn't even bring up the Coby White conversation. I was giving my man praise. Next thing I know, we trading him out to San Francisco for somebody. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, if we could trade him out to Golden State for somebody, that'd be great.
Wow, hey, listen, he's available.
Hey, they got a whole team of killers over there.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. We've been here an hour and a half. There are 200 people in here. Shout out to y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. If you guys enjoy our general sports talk, where we're basically just raving and ranting, tune in with us tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., man. We'll be live for the morning breeze, breaking down. What are we breaking down tomorrow? We probably get into more Bulls conversation, get into some NBA breakdown. Get into some NFL breakdown, and we're gonna talk something. Hey, listen, that was the most general topic breakdown, team. We're gonna get into some NBA, get into some NFL, maybe some NHL.
Yeah, the NHL that's not playing because they don't they shut down for COVID and they don't touch the puck and have gloves.
Hey, y'all pull up with us tomorrow, man. For all the people that show love, we appreciate the love, man. Y'all stay safe out there. It's your boy Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, who has lived up to his name tonight. Y'all stay safe out there, man.
Always
Peace.
will.